Howdy folks, I'm Colossal Coolers, carefully containing crisp coconut creamsicles.
I'm Amber.
And here are more coconut creamsicles for us to contain. So have a nice summer treat. Let's get started on that. Oh, and folks, there is a live stream coming up on Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to check your time zone. We'll see you then. Let's get started. All right, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being Upset with My Daughter's Birthday Surprise? I've read lots of stories on this website, so I decided to make a throwaway account and see if I was the one in the wrong for my actions. I'm newly 55, and my daughter, who is turning 23 in a few months, decided to quote-unquote make me something as a surprise. She told me that she was working on something for my birthday several months ago. I was pretty surprised, since she's still in university and often complains to my wife about not having much money or time. My birthday came and she dropped by before my wife and I were going to leave for dinner. She gave me her Switch and told me to play Animal Crossing. That's where my surprise is. I was a bit confused, but she smiled and wished me a happy birthday before leaving. We got home and I picked up her Switch. I opened Animal Crossing app and I walked around, and it was a large flat island decorated like a birthday party for a kid. Balloons and cake and all kinds of childish things around. These weird animals just walked past, and I tried talking to them, but they didn't say much besides wishing me a happy birthday randomly. I assume my daughter had a hand in this somehow, since her birthday isn't for a few months, and she mentioned her villager celebrating her birthday during COVID, making her happy. She came by a few days later to pick up her Switch and asked what I thought of the gift. I told her I was confused. It looked like a kid's birthday more than for an adult man with a wife and a kid in college. She looked upset but didn't say anything, and she just took her Switch back and said that she'll talk to me later. My wife said that I was ungrateful, but I told her there wasn't much to be grateful for since there wasn't really anything for me. She called me a jerk, but I don't see how I am. All right, folks, what do you think?
I think maybe OP and the daughter should spend some more time communicating. I know OP doesn't understand Animal Crossing, so he may not understand all the time and energy that she poured into this. Now, I haven't played Animal Crossing in a while, but I think it requires a significant investment to set up an island like this, so she probably poured a lot of time into getting this all set up for him. And so I can understand why she would be hurt that she went to all this trouble and then OP is like, this looks like a kid's birthday. This isn't something for an adult man. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, I mean, I wouldn't really view this any differently than like an electronic birthday card or even a birthday card in general, right? And like when somebody goes to the store and picks you up a birthday card, you say, oh, thank you, no matter what the card is, right?
Right.
And likewise, this was a birthday card. It may have been electronic, but it's still a birthday card of sorts, right? And I think that she was proud of being able to come up with a solution and come up with something that she could actually afford to do, and thought that this would be just a nice gesture. Now, I understand OP being confused by it and not really, considering that it might be just a birthday greeting or a birthday card. But, I mean, I think that she probably thought that he was going to like it and appreciate the effort and time that she put into building this for him.
Yeah, well, and that is the thing. Like, again, I understand he doesn't understand Animal Crossing, but like you were saying, if she had given him a card and maybe it had like sparkles or something, like, are you gonna be like, that's for not, I mean, he probably would be like, that's not for a grown man. But like, sometimes, even if it's not exactly your ideal, you gotta think about the thought that goes into it. And maybe she should have considered that her dad has no understanding of Animal Crossing and isn't going to get it.
Yeah.
And so, but I do think that the way he reacted to it was a little dismissive.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Divorce.
Wheel, what kind of trash TV have you been watching, Wheel?
Apparently, a lot of Animal Crossing TV. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for requesting help from IT for what turned out to be a non-issue? So I'm a 27-year-old and I have a desk job for which I need 2 screens, a small laptop plugged into a big monitor. The laptop only has a USB-C port, so the mouse also is connected to the monitor. First of all, when it comes to tech issues, I prefer finding my own solution over bothering anyone else. But recently, when I turned on my laptop, the monitor remained black. I hadn't done anything different, I just left it the same as always. I checked all of the cables, I unplugged the power, I restarted my laptop, and ultimately tried another cable. Yes, I missed one very obvious thing. When I ran out of ideas, I finally contacted our IT person, Alex, who told me that they were a bit busy and asked me to try the things that I did above. Alex recently took on another role within the company in addition to their IT job, making them notoriously unavailable. So I didn't expect them to come by immediately. For that reason, I included a note in the mandatory status report to my boss saying that I had technical issues which might delay some of my tasks. He asked me to keep him updated on the situation. Alex didn't show up for 2 days despite knowing that my issue was not fixed, and I kept telling my boss as much, just like he requested. Well, on the 3rd day, my boss wrote an email to Alex requesting that again they help me, and they finally showed up in the afternoon. This was actually really embarrassing. But they just walked up to my desk, stuck their hand behind the monitor, and pressed the power button. The monitor turned on, and after they stared at me for a bit, I mumbled an apology. They left. I felt awful, but also relieved, and I told my boss right away. I didn't tell him what it was, just that Alex had fixed it. Later, I told a friend about the whole situation as a funny mess-up story. But he said something like, "So you involved your boss and got Alex into trouble over nothing?" and then compared me to those people on Tales from Tech Support. While I agree with the last part, I still don't think that I did anything wrong here. I genuinely had no idea, and real or not, it's literally Alex's job to handle these things. I also don't believe that they're actually in trouble for this, and even if they were, having to wait 2 days for IT to show up for what might be a serious problem is not normal. After all, I've seen colleagues having actual issues and also waiting several days to get them fixed, putting several projects on hold. Please tell me if I'm really the bad guy here. Edit, I did get my tasks done, no projects got delayed, and in the end, everything is well. It is highly unlikely that this will ever come up again. Also, I didn't tattle. The status report is mandatory and should include this kind of info. Edit 2, I never used that power button before, always just turned on my laptop. I know I was dumb. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I think OP genuinely didn't understand what was going on, so it's hard to say that they're the jerk in this situation, and it does seem like a long time to wait to have IT come by, especially if IT thinks it's going to be a quick fix. So I wouldn't say OP is the wrong per se.
Yeah, I mean, this is a difficult situation in the respect that I think that OP acted in good faith. Their boss wanted to follow up. It wasn't like OP wasted company time on purpose just over a power button, right? And I also understand Alex being a busy individual and maybe not necessarily having time to drop by to troubleshoot somebody's monitor, right? But also, I can see why OP would be embarrassed that it turned out to be just a power button, right? I mean, if I had been OP at that point in time, I probably would have been like, I tried the power button. I don't know what happened there. Well, it must be a defective monitor. We probably should put one on order so that I can get a new one. I'm just kidding, folks. So I think that Alex, was understandably frustrated because it was a waste of time for them to come over and press the power button, but I understand OP being frustrated because it was a issue that was holding them back from actually being able to do their job. And sometimes we just don't think of these things. I think, if anything, Alex should have said in the email, try turning it off and then back on with a power button, So that would have covered all of the bases.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Will I Be a Jerk If I Didn't Watch My Boyfriend Build a Lightsaber? I'm a 24-year-old female, 25 in a couple of days. I'm going to Disney World this week with my boyfriend, a 29-year-old male, my mom, a 56-year-old female, and my brother and his girlfriend, who are unrelated to this post. The whole point of the trip is that we're going for my birthday. I have had an infatuation with a certain European country since I was little, and my mom is always the "I will be the one to get you what you want" parent. Well, she told me that since she isn't well enough to take me to said European country for my birthday, that she'll take me to Epcot to experience that country bit. Awesome, great. My boyfriend made himself an appointment to go to the make your own lightsaber thing in Hollywood Studios on Saturday night. I'm not mad that he's doing it, I'm happy for him. It's something that he's always wanted. The issue lies in that we only got 3 days in the parks. 3 days, 4 parks. Epcot is likely going to be most, if not all day on Friday for my birthday. My boyfriend wants to do Hollywood Studios all day on Saturday since he has an appointment that night. Sunday, we're doing Magic Kingdom. The one thing that I said that I really wanted to do was the Animal Kingdom and do the safari. The other day, my boyfriend looked at me and said we might have to skip the Animal Kingdom altogether. We don't really have enough time. Keep in mind that this is my trip for my birthday, and I don't get to do the one thing that I asked for. Now my mom is kind of emotionally needy and attached to me at the hip. She decided that she wants to do just me and her time while my boyfriend is making his lightsaber on Saturday. However, I know that this will upset my boyfriend because he enjoys having me stand there bored watching him do things, I guess. And he gets very bent out of shape when I don't, especially if it's because my mom is being needy. I still hear about the card tournament that I didn't get to watch him play in for 10 hours 2 years ago because my mom was in town visiting. Or the night that I wanted to stay home and relax instead of watching him open packs and build a Magic the Gathering deck to play for 4 hours. It's not that I don't support him and his hobbies, it's just that I don't always want to be involved. I don't make him involve himself in my stuff because I know that he's not interested. I'm one of those people who only gets so much mental energy, and sometimes, though it's selfish, I want to spend it on myself. But I realized today that I can work this Disney World situation in my favor. The literal only thing that I want to do is Animal Kingdom and the safari. We have the park Hopper Pass, so we could do the morning at Hollywood Studios, and then my mom and I could head to the Animal Kingdom in the afternoon to do the safari while he hangs out in Star Wars Land. I'm not into Star Wars, and makes his lightsaber. However, I know that he's going to be upset because he wanted me to watch him make it, and I would leave him exploring by himself for a good part of the evening. I do understand that leaving him by himself would make me a jerk regardless. It's really tough when I have my needy mom and my needy boyfriend pulling at me. But this is the only way that I see everyone getting to do the activities that they actually want to do. Will I be the jerk if I went to do the safari that I wanted to do instead of watching my boyfriend build a lightsaber? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk, but Opie, I think it's time that you reevaluate your relationship with this guy. It sounds like a very one-sided relationship. Like, you have to watch him do things that are completely uninteresting to you, but he will not reciprocate. And if you miss one of his activities, then he keeps giving you garbage about it for ages. Like, what does he actually do for you? When does he actually take your needs into consideration?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Amber brings up a really good point here is like, is this give and take? Is he always at OP's things and supporting OP? Or is this more like his way or the highway type of deal, right? And it seems more like it's his needs and wants over what OP wants because her one desire, her wish on her birthday was to do the Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't even accommodate that. And I mean, I could understand him being a little bit more upset if OP was like, oh, you have to come to the Animal Kingdom and miss your lightsaber appointment, right? And they were being very rigid about that. But even there still, like, it's her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I would understand why she would want to hang out with her boyfriend on her birthday. I also think that this is a really good solution that OP has come up with,
Mm-hmm.
right? OP gets to hang out with her mom, and then that's, helps with the mom situation where she wants to spend time with OP. And then the boyfriend gets to do his lightsaber, and OP gets to go to the Animal Kingdom like they've always wanted. So I don't think that OP's in the wrong here. I just think that the boyfriend needs to understand that OP is going to go to the Animal Kingdom, and if he wants to hang out with her, then he needs to go to the Animal Kingdom. Otherwise, he's on his own for the lightsaber gig. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What do you call it when a basketball player misses a dunk?
I would call it dunking on the basketball player.
Alley oops.
Oh, I get it. And I had Mega Mint, but it's gone. And folks, today is a very special day. It's Animal Kingdom Day. So make sure to go build your own little animal kingdom in your backyard or any other little green space that you have and see all the little wildlife come through, even if it's just bugs. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday, folks. I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on building a lightsaber.
Don't force people to watch you build a lightsaber.
Unless you're a real Jedi.
Even then, don't force people.
I'm just kidding. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
And always check your power button.
Yes.